Today on A Commonly Good MTG, it's my top 5 favorite decks of October 2024. Top 5 favorite decks day. Top 5 favorite decks day. Yeah, so we're going to be taking a look at the decks I played in October of 2024. I picked my top 5, the ones I thought were the best decks, and we're going to review them today. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, and you know, in Magic cards, just like weightlifting, I don't think that sudden uncontrollable urination should disqualify you. Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Film before a live studio audience. Thank you so much. Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my, say it with me, secret underground headquarters. I heard you. And it's top 5 favorite decks day. So what's the deal? The deal is that at the beginning of every month, I like to look back at the last month, and I like to pay homage. There we go, pay homage to those decks that people put out that I think are fantastic. It's my way of giving back by saying, hey, you guys put out pretty awesome decks, and I really, really appreciated it. Because how many decks do I play on these videos per month that are mine? Like 2, 2. The vast majority of it is stuff I pick up from other people. Why is that? Because Dr. Sucket's got a day job. That's why. I don't got time to put videos out and put together a fresh deck every day. That's for suckers who can afford to get paid for it. All right, so let's get started with what makes a deck one of my favorite decks. All right, so what makes a deck one of my favorite decks is, number 1, it puts up a good chance of winning. I like my decks to, usually be over a 60% win rate. That's not the same thing. I'm talking about when I'm playing it, it's in the small range, like 10 or less, right? I don't get to play these things along. The more you play a deck, the more it gets closer to just 50%, no matter how good it is. If you got something at 55% on average, in like when you have 10,000 plays of it, that's fantastic. But, as a regular single person, if you're winning 2 out of 3 games, that is a good chance of winning. Number 2, it puts up a good fight. I don't want a deck. I hate control decks where you're just sitting there penning things down. That's not really fighting. Occasionally, it might be a good deck if you're doing something else that's fun. But in general, I want a deck that's going to be fighting. I want guys coming out. I want to be shooting people out of the air. I want there to be a fight. I want there to be some sort of judo going on. That always sounds good. Number 3, interesting cards or synergy. What are interesting cards? To me, interesting cards are cards that, they have a lot of value, maybe a lot of utility. Phyrexians are always super cool for some reason. Synergy, once again, Phyrexians are really good at that too. I never thought I'd be a big Phyrexian guy, but yeah, they're pretty cool. So yeah, and that's I like to see a lot of good synergy between the guys. That's why I like tribal decks. Synergy is pretty strong with those guys too. Lastly, I give bonus points for decks that have big finishes. It doesn't have to have a big finish. Grinding people down is a perfectly good thing. But sometimes if you can get people down to 11, 10 points, and then you could just shoot them in the face for 10 points on one turn, that's fantastic. Or you put out the Nissa, who gives all your guys +1 for each forest you have and trample. That is fantastic. So yeah, bonus points for decks with big finishes. All right, so that's pretty much it. That's what makes a deck a favorite deck for me. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, let's get to it. What is my first favorite deck? All right, we were playing against BothropsAsper. Keep. All right, we'll see what we'll be playing here in just a second. No matter what happens, we get the opportunity to see what's happening. I guess maybe not if he counters it, then it doesn't even happen. All right, we're playing against Murder. That's what we're playing against here. Let's just take this guy. That way he doesn't get to poison me while killing my dude. How much does he have killing up there? Lots. I mean, we could try to floor him. I'll put out Sheoldred last. That's my hope here. Usually he's going to do a lot of card draw, but I don't want to put it out just to get killed, because that kills, I guess, anything. There we go. This other one does -4, therefore Sheoldred could live through that. Let's get out Sheoldred now. Alright, start taking your damage now, hippie. You want to draw some more cards? I know that's what you like to do. Yeah, what you're looking for is more of these. Actually, you need just that one card right there, Vraska's Fall. I got to get another creature out. I don't like the fact that's not card drawing, because that's exactly what he's doing. All right, get this guy out, because if we have a choice, he's the best guy to sacrifice. You can't block with the mites if he puts those guys out. His big chance here is pretty much to try to bum rush us. That's -4. You got 2 of those. You need a whole nother one of those if you want to get anywhere. Nice! Yeah, like I say, he's got to kill one of them. Otherwise, he's dead next turn. I'll put out the other. It's fine. I don't have to worry about life. It's poison I got to worry about. All right, he's down to 4. Next turn, he's dead. He's got to either kill all my creatures, or he's got to do 5 points of poison damage to me. Two cards. Ooh, we got a blocker. I'll get Tramplesaurus Rex out here in a second. You have to block that guy. You have to. All right, you're down to 2. Menace and Lifelink. Still, you could do 4 in a turn. It's quite possible. Except you only got 2 cards. Should I good game him? I don't think he could do it. Let's see if I can force it. Yeah, here it comes. And we win! In your face, Judy B. Jones. In your face. Alright, so here we are with Gain and Drain. Yeah, it's one of the things I really like about Black. I mean, Black does lots of things. That's the biggest problem with Black. A lot of people hate black just because black has everything. But the one I like playing, I like it when we get a little bit of lifelink going on there. You think lifelink would be like a white thing. That used to be the thing. But, when it comes to vampirism, where you get lifelink and the other person loses life, oh, yeah, that feels so good. Enduring Tenacity, that's what does it for us here. And what's great is this is a creature that when it dies, it still comes back and it does the exact same thing that was in there. It just doesn't get it to cause the damage itself. So the amount of value you get out of these glimmers is fantastic. It's a nice combination of new cards and old cards. I think the only thing that disappoints me is how this particular artwork looks so washed out. I don't know why. But everything else is nice and clean and crisp, like a good old Sheoldred the Apocalypse. But yeah, Meathook Massacre II, kind of washed out. Not a fan of that. So anyways, yeah, as you can see, it's just, I think because we get the life gain on this, allows you to play the game longer until you're playing against poison people, then it doesn't really matter at all. But it's nice when you can weather the storm because you're gaining a lot of life during your gameplay. Anyways, this was one of my favorite decks of October 24 to Gain and Drain. All right, we're playing against Hawks. All lowercase, like it's just a collection of Hawks. We're playing against 2 or 3 of them, possibly 20. They're smart birds, but, they're not human smart. But you put them all together, strap them together with maybe some duct tape or some fishing wire, maybe then they might have the brain power to challenge you to a game of Magic cards. I want to try putting this thing out early. I should. That's it. That's the big threat. There you see it. I should be playing what? Human with my Cavern of Souls. Oh, the devil. We get things back, though, can't we? There we go. Pop. I'm looking forward to putting out Delney next turn. Let's please keep our creatures out. I would appreciate that. You need to be touched by a cursed doll. It's pretty important. He's either stalling because he's got nothing to do, or he's stalling because he's got too many cool things to do. Yeah, pop. He's down to 4. That worked out really well. I think I need to keep guys under 2 is the big problem. Getting your life back, seeing you're a super jerk. And we win! In your face, Hawks! In your face! Alright, so we are with Boros Human, Arabella. Yeah, you know what I really like about this deck? It was Arabella. Arabella, yep. I can't try and figure out how to pronounce the name. It's either Arabella or Arabella, I don't know. But yeah, she was super cool. Of course, the art is creepy, but it's supposed to be creepy. I just, I really dig that it deals X damage equal to and you gain X life, where X number of creatures control power 2 or less. Because yeah, we are pumping out creatures 2 or less. I think the big thing about this deck is that you have the ability to kind of pump your guys up because of stupid things like the Yotian Frontliner. Yeah, you got to kind of like measure it and keep you guys low on the totem pole. So that way you can maximize what Arabella does. It's very counterintuitive to play that way. But still, as such an excellent card So incredibly cool, but you have to play with a bunch of gigantic Wussosaurus Rexes. That's the problem. Like even Anim Pakal will put out a bunch of little babies, but then her herself will get well beyond what Arabella's deal is. I guess the deal is if you get out Anim Pakal and Arabella, just pile everything onto Anim Pakal, because she'll help to put out more and more babies every turn. They're all under 2. And then you can just keep piling stuff on top of her. Where did the stuff piled come from? Yotian Frontliner. Yeah, put together with Delney. Oh, and Delney was so good too. So yeah, this was a great recipe for a deck. It was very enjoyable, and I'm surprised we don't see it being played more often. Arabella is an incredibly cool card. It's just super fun, and yet, yeah, we never see it in the meta right now. So anyways, here you go. Here's one of my favorite decks of October 2024. Boros Human Arabella. All right, we're playing against Pivol 22. 23. Not a lot of green there, is there? Keep. I get Mirrex out. We could play green straight up that way. You're throwing out there, Blue. You're my boy, Blue. Look out, there's Jawas underneath the floor. Just come here for our droids. Oh, is that seriously what you're trying to do to me? All right, nothing to do for 2, so we'll just let this thing swing. Let's go turn off some candles. There we go. All right, he's not going to put out any creatures. So that means we just got a creature faster than him to win. This is great because it'll give our guys haste. This guy's probably loaded with creature kill. That's our big problem. Ferox has haste already, so we'll just put Ferox out. We're not going to need these hard-hitting questions for any reason. All right, 2 mana. What are you get up to next? I'm surprised that the Toxic Dimir deck has come back into fashion. There we go, all in. All right, 12. All right, so Ferox has got a nice ward on him. What is it, ward? He's got to collect evidence. Does he have enough for it? Yeah, he's got plenty of evidence here. We can still go for a dump and pump. Which means I'll put out Ferocification and then map it up. There we go. Now we got a hard-hitting question. Ooh, 2 of them. That is not great. Oh, but I do have 2 hardying questions. That's fine. And I got another mana. I didn't think I was going to have anything to do with these. Boom, boom! We got 3 points to go. Alright, so this guy can come out and have haste. This will be a 1-1. I hope you don't have to be able to wipe out both my guys. That would be bad. Collect that evidence, yo. Still got 3 points right over there with the Sentinel. I can put this guy out and I can pump like crazy. There you go. Good job. You think you can take out the Sentinel as well? There you go. One, two! Boom, boom! Goes the room. Victory! Alright, so here we are with Gruul Moneyball. Yeah, big time. Love it, love it, love it. I mean, I guess I did put this deck together myself. The big thing is it was playing with mono green mono ball, but I ended up putting in Ferocification. Because, yeah, I think I was playing with some other deck, and I saw this card, and I loved it. Yeah, it does such a great job because it's an enchantment. So every single turn, you put out a dude, and you're able to give it menace and haste. And if you don't need it, then it gets +2, and something gets +2/+0. So this thing is always providing you with something you want, provided you have at least one creature in play. We got a good amount of guys that have haste, including the Arcane Ferris. So even if he comes out straight, you can always just put the +2 onto him straight up. And you got the Wildfire Wickerfolk, who is incredible. You got a bunch of guys in your graveyard, whatever, it doesn't matter. This guy comes out as a 4/3 with haste. For as cheap as he is, this guy's got a lot of cool-ass value. Plus, he's a nice-looking card as well. Other than that, we're playing with pretty much the other stuff we got of the standard Moneyball stuff. You know, various things that pump guys up by a little bit or come out, but they're all relatively cheap. Things cost 3 or less. That was the important part. It's 3 or less, a little bit of pump, and you want things that have like 3s for their powers. That was the important part. Or have the ability to grow as you put other guys out. So yeah, Axebane Ferox, he's outside of the regular Moneyball, but it's like, yeah, you got a little bit of extra mana. I hate being capped at this. And this guy's got lots of goodness going for him as he is. All right, so there you go. One of my favorite decks of October 2024, Gruul Moneyball. All right, we're playing against Elbow Man. Elbow Man, please listen. You don't know what you're missing. All right, let's turn off the dragon, as one does. And get out a Hired Claw. What does this guy even do? Whenever you attack, he does a point of damage. Let's just get rid of expensive guy Pete. Let's do that. Because who knows if I'll ever get the opportunity to get more mana. 1 point of damage. Alright, so these are all about control at this point. Yeah, okay, fine. I don't think he's playing with the ward. Let's just get rid of that. Alright, we just have to kill these guys with the Hired Claw and the, what is it, the Magebane Lizard. Level 2. And 3 points of damage a turn. All right, at that point, we got another, what, 4 turns to go? He's thinking he could get me below 2 cards. I don't care. 3 more turns. I gotta hope I could do something but grab mana. I'm hoping that's something that can happen here. 3 mana in a row at this point sucks. Okay, I got another one on deck. After this, 2 more turns. Well, he's just not getting the benefit out of that bandit's talent, is he? I'm surprised he's not killing my creatures. I know, man. You want that to work so badly. Okay, now I'm going to start to suck it. There we go. That's how we win the game. Suck it. There we go. See you later, elbow man. Victory! Alright, so we are with Rakdos Punisher. What was it? I mean, it was the control of black with just the grindiness of Rakdos lizards. I mean, red seems to be totally just littered with it right now. Just 2 points here, 1 point there, just over and over again. And the nice thing is when you mix in, Agenir or Axonil here, that it makes all of those things into 4 points rather than whatever they are normally. Man, 4-point iridescent vine lashers, that is fantastic. 4 points for Razorkin Needlehead, fantastic. So we didn't get to see it in the game, but that's the deal. I mean, we were playing aggro. We were playing fast. And we had to throw away something. Absolutely, you get rid of your expensive cards. Because we're playing with whatever we got in ones and twosies here. But yeah, I mean, normally we'd be hitting them for like 2 points a turn. But luckily, due to these guys, really it was the Hired Claw. We were doing that extra point of damage. We got the Magebane just doing damage anytime you tried to play something that was non-creature related. Yeah, that was what was so great about this deck is that we had just complete Wussosaurus Rexes out, yet they were still grinding. We got way too many lands. That was a big problem. But, how many lands do we have in here? Let's take a look real quick. 22. That was just the shuffler coming at us. 22 lands is light. There's no reason we should have pulled as many as we did. So, anyways, this was a great deck. It was a fun deck. And if you really enjoy grinding people as much as I do, you will love this deck too. So there you go. One of my favorite decks of October, Rakdos Punisher. All right, playing against Fiddlesticks. It's a Ghost Jawa. All right, that's a 5, 5, 4. He's got shooting. That guy's got ward. Is that what he has? Nope. Let's just keep going for mana. That's fine. Got to protect that Ghost Jawa from those tumbleweeds. All right, there's the ward. What, ward 2? I4 is going to get us into an Enduring Courage. Oh, man, Skitterbeam Battalion with that is going to be fantastic. But we do need a 5th mana. This deck's actually looking pretty good. Another one. Let's get rid of this thing, though, right? If we bounce those things back, they're just nothing. Nah, let's just keep digging for something else. All right, that's cool. I kind of wanted that 5th mana, though. Not going for it. Well, that was a big hit. Ooh, that guy is huge. I'm going to have to waste a Skitterbeam on this. One and Torch Tower. Well, I was really looking forward to playing that Skitterbeam. Ghost Jawa. Can't do much about that. I start putting dudes out, though. That'd be kind of cool. Let's draw some cards. Nice. Super nice. All in. No. Oh. That was delightful. Let's hope he doesn't have the answer to this. I mean, I got another Mightstone Weakstone. I could take out one of those Dreads. Or I could just pump them up with the Patchwork. Construct. I got a lot more. Yes. Welcome to the battlefield, Super Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And we win! Suck and Sucker Fish! Victory! I can tell you why I loved Is It 58. It was because it had so many of my favorite cards in there. You know, we had the Skitterbeam Battalion, we had the Simulacrum Synthesizer, Urabrask Forge. It was, and then of course Thran Spider, who's been an MVP for quite a long time. It's not a lot of what am I saying? 3 mana or greater artifacts in here, which is supposed to what you need to trigger off the synthesizer. But there's just enough. And when you finally are able to mix together the synthesizer with the Skitterbeam Battalion, it is so glorious. Secondly, I think that the Enduring Courage is so perfect in this deck. I like it because they're big value, as in even if they die, they're still out there providing that effect of +2/+0 and haste for every creature that comes into play, which combos so well with Urabrask Forge. And if you got the synthesizer out there, then those guys are all coming out super pumped and hasty, which is my biggest problem with these guys is the fact that they're so slow. They just magically appear and stand around looking buff for a second, giving everybody plenty of time to wipe the board. But still, this deck has what it takes to make that work, and that is what is fantastic about it. So between the speed and the aggression and the control, yeah, this deck is definitely one of my favorite decks of October. All right, so here we are with my favorite decks from October of 2024. Let's list them again. It's Gain and Drain by Tay Malice, Boros Arabella by Who Guess, Gruul Moneyball by yours truly, Dr. Yukon Suckit, Rakdos Punisher by Pobre Planualta, or Planeswalker, and Is It 58 from the MTGA Assistant Meta. There's still a lot of good things that are being found out by that Assistant Meta out there. Yeah, they were all pretty fantastic decks. This was, I think, the first month that we had the Duskmourn in it. So it was cool seeing those blended in. I mean, Duskmourn surprised me. I don't know what happened and why it's happening right now, but it feels like Wizards on a tear to put out new sets. I didn't see any of these things coming. It was just like suddenly, here you go, here's a new set. I mean, I know it's been 3 months. It hasn't even been. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like it's been like 6 weeks. And somehow we're getting these sets way too quickly. But yeah, Duskmourn, despite the fact that it's an 80s horror movie, has had a lot of great cards that do work nicely with it. And that's what I think has been great about this particular month. You know, like Arabella doing great, putting in the glimmers on like Gruul Moneyball, Gain and Drain, making use of some of the life gain, and Rakdos Punisher. But I mean, that was mostly probably the Bloomborough Punishers there. But between that and some of the stuff from Duskmourn, like the Needlehead and everything, really, really, really good. Is It 58 making use of the glimmer there to give I love a good artifact heavy deck. And yeah, that's totally one of those I think is fantastic. But yeah, Duskmourn is really what we've been seeing. And I think they've done a fantastic job of speeding everything up. All right, so that's it. If you decide to play with any of these decks, I hope that you have as much fun with them as I did. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, screw you guys, I'm going home. Bye.